What's going on, Moon Gang? It's time to let you know what happened in Ape Nation for today, Wednesday, July 7th. AMC closed out the day at 45.07, while GME was at 190.66. Just so you know, the overall stock market, the S&P 500, remember the SPY right here, it's an ETF that tracks 500 of the biggest companies in the US. That's why it's thought to be a barometer for the overall stock market. Anyway, it hit a new all-time high today. Part of the reason for this was because of what came out in the FOMC meeting minutes right here, the Fed minutes. This meeting is basically where all these fancy bigwigs talk about the interest rates and inflation and all that good jazz. Anyway, the committee's standard of substantial further progress was generally seen as not having yet been met. So the reason this was perceived to be bullish is it's because the Federal Reserve is going to be dovish, and that means that they're going to keep interest rates low to help with unemployment. And that kind of has the byproduct of pushing the stock market higher and higher and higher. So basically, the key takeaway is dovish, interest rates remaining low, stock market high, and they're attempting to help with unemployment. And one of the secondary effects of it was that we saw a new all-time high. So let's talk about AMC. First, I want to go over some of the fundamentals of what's going on right here. This is a big thing, threshold securities. So as of July 6th, remember this updates after the market has been closed. AMC still on the threshold list. I believe that this means the 6th would be 11 consecutive days. Today, July 7th, would be 12 consecutive days. And then Thursday, July 8th, would be the 13th consecutive days. And if you've been following this particular narrative about threshold securities, day 13 is kind of important. That's when a governing body is supposed to step in and make the participants of these clearing brokers, aka the prime brokers, are the participants of these clearing houses to take care of these FTDs. So some people are looking for something to happen potentially this Friday, because that would mean that 13 consecutive days have officially passed. With it, I'm heading it into neutral. I think this particular community, sometimes we catch scent of a particular story and then expectations get set too high and then it doesn't come to fruition and people feel let down. I'm going into it neutral. I think it could be very, very beneficial to take care of these FTDs because I don't want all of them. Like it seems crazy that this isn't even possible. But the one thing of why I'm hesitant is because GameStop was on the threshold list for pretty much all of January, and we didn't really see something happen until after. It was like way after 13 days. So I just want to kind of keep expectations to be, I guess realistic is the best word for this scenario, but we are very, very close to 13, and later this will update, and I have a feeling that AMC is still on the list for July 7th. Right here, AMC. Black Widow sets sights on record pandemic opening as advanced ticket sales soar. This should be music to your ears if you're in AMC. Marvel's Black Widow arrives in theaters and on Disney Plus premiere access on July 9th. Current estimates suggest the film will tally between 80 and 110 million in box office receipts over the upcoming weekend. This would be a pandemic record, overtaking F9, which debuted with 70 million in ticket sales 2 weeks ago. Just so you know, F9 is still doing very well, and I look at this as like a 1-2-3 knockout because F9 doing pretty well. It looks like right here, Black Widow will do exceedingly well. And also don't forget, this Saturday at select theaters, AMC will be showing UFC Poirier versus McGregor. So I'm hoping that does well. So like I'm saying, we have a particular interesting setup that it could be a 1-2-3 combo knockout, all in the favor of AMC. Really, really like it. I'm excited to see how all this particularly plays out. In terms of its chart, just want to let you know where we are. We are right around this support around 46. We were talking about this on the live stream earlier today. We are below this wedge, but I'm just trying to point out where we do have some serious support. 46, we're a little bit below that. We bounced off of this region of support around 42, which is exactly where it bounced on June 11th. We also have support from June 10th around the $40 mark. So really on a daily perspective, the main region of support I'm watching is between 40 and 42. Of course, we have this mark at 35. I'm looking forward to recapture 46. Of course, this wedge, if we do recapture the wedge, that would make this breakout a fake out breakdown. And then on the north side of that, we have between 60 and 62, 65, and then of course, 72. So this is a quick breakdown just of the support, the resistance of what we're seeing on the daily time frame. In terms of Ortex, there was a notable borrow against AMC today, as in the short interest increase. The net borrow was 4 million and the borrowed shares themselves were 6 million. So the short interest is now above 19%. And I wouldn't be surprised when this updates in the morning if it's even higher, because remember, the live updates cover about 60% of all transactional volume. And then these numbers up here on the top, that's about 85% of all transactional volume. Shares on loan now probably once again pushing 99, 100 million. Utilization now probably also even higher, maybe 87, 88, maybe even 90%, depending on how many, the overall pool of shares that are willing to be lent, if that went up or down. But overall, the main takeaway here is short interest in the range of 19%, definitely increased today. And we're just watching this continue to trend higher and higher and higher. So if there's one main takeaway from this particular video, no matter what anyone tells you out there, this is your friendly reminder: the shorts have not covered. In fact, there's maybe a good argument that they're at or really, really close to 100 million shares betting against AMC. So in the event that they start to feel pain, that could lead to an explosive move upward as they're all forced to cover because they just don't want to lose money. So right there, just that friendly reminder, the shorts have not covered. In terms of GameStop, today, there was also a net borrow against GME, 852,000, with the net being 543. The short interest is 9.57%, utilization 27%, shares on loan now probably around 7.25, 7.5 million. In terms of GME's chart, we did see this breakdown below 200 today. I was mentioning in yesterday's update video, there was a region of support between 180, 185. Today, it bounced off of this low, which was 177.56. So around that 180 mark, I'm looking for that to hold. If it doesn't hold, I would say the next major support is around 160. But today, we had a very, very nice bounce off of it. So I'm looking for that to hold tomorrow and then recapture this region between 200 and 210. One thing I want to talk about with the options here, some interesting things that I saw, a lot of money still playing around in January of next year and December of this year. Huge money going in and out. I don't personally, I don't feel like, I have some theories of what's going on, but I'm not exactly confident in sharing those right now. I'm just trying to do a bit of research, but I'm talking big money, millions of dollars in these in and out December of this year, January. And then we saw some moves around here, $670,000. This was for the July monthlies. Just some interesting, it seemed like there was a lot more money in calls today, especially for these farther out ones. And then shout out to Wrench Capital here. Awesome tweet. AMC already over 3,000 January 2022 145 calls traded. The highest volume comparable put contract has a volume of 109. So I just had like kind of an anecdotal feeling, and I'm happy. Shout out to Wrench Capital once again that he was able to put some exact numbers to it. But some big money being moved around and shifted at the end of this year, start of next year. And once again, that doesn't mean that they think the movement's going to happen at that point. They think that means the movement will happen between now and that point, just so you have a better understanding of that. But something interesting and definitely worthwhile to pay attention to. So overall, that's your quick rundown with AMC and GME. We went over the charts. We went over the short interest, specifically to the fundamentals of AMC. Excited to see the continued success of F9, the new success of Black Widow, and I'm really interested to see how well received the UFC Poirier versus McGregor event is, kind of how it plays out at AMC, because if it's a success, I think we could see AMC in talks with more and more just large sports networks and organizations, which I think would be an absolute massive success for the company. So overall, I'm still very excited what's going on. But with that being said, I would love to get your thoughts on AMC and GME in a comment below. If you enjoyed this video and you want to help me get it in front of other people, you know about all that good YouTube algorithm stuff. And then until I catch you next time, from me and Chair, best of luck in the markets.